You're such an asshole.
Banging them out at assholeconsulting.com. Why the world's only professional asshole and America's older brother will help you by going to assholeconsulting.com and check out the brother site. They would normally say sister site, but because the website's called olderbrother.com, you see why I call it a brother site. Olderbrother.com too. Let's get to it. Hi, asshole. My name is Bob. Repeat customer here. You recently did an application video for me. I have 2 additional inquiries, both relate to each other. I'm currently working as a thing, making $100,000 a year. Been working remotely for the past year and have no desire to go back to the office ever. First question, when my boss will make us come back, which eventually will happen since I work for the awesome baby boomers, what would be the right way to approach them in terms of negotiating staying remote forever? All right. Couple things. The best way, don't know how many effing times I gotta say this, boys and girls, whenever you negotiate with your boss, the best way is to have another job offer. What's the best way to get a girl to do what you want? Find a girl who will do that thing and then walk away from the other girl. That's the best way. Okay. And you're doing that, which we'll get to your second question. So I just want to point that out to everybody else. The best way to get anything out of your boss is to say, give it to me or I leave for the competition. And you better have a job offer from the competition. The really best way is to be self-employed. And then anybody that wishes your time, like, yeah, that's $200 an hour. I don't need your money. For you, though, it's $300 because you're acting like a dick. So that's 1. 2. I would use the political zeitgeist or the politics of coronavirus to say you don't feel safe. You don't feel it's a safe working environment. And that should be enough because most corporate managers, business leaders, and all that, they're pussies. They'll roll over like, oh, what? Because they're afraid of a lawsuit. But what I would do is I would see if you couldn't, now assuming you don't want to join the military, you know, and you have no other reason to have like perfect physical health according to doctor records. Oh my goodness, did you come down with some boomer coof? Did you just look? Oh my God, Beauregard, I have the virus. Or maybe you have some kind of genetic predisposition to a pneumonia. How'd your parents die? How'd your grandfather die? In other words, what I'm trying to tell you is see if there's some way you can get a doctor to say you have a compromised immune system or that it's too risky, you know, like it's perfectly acceptable and reasonable for you to say, yeah, I got a medical condition. And maybe that's all you have to say. Because I don't think they don't look at your medical records. Maybe you got insurance through the company, but maybe go in and check in with the doctor and then you just say, yeah, actually I got a medical condition. And then maybe you do have to bring in a doctor's note because this is like fucking school. Were you really sick? No, your teachers suck. I don't want to be here in this fucking prison, you goddamn principal piece of shit. So somehow if you can get it established that you have a slight, oh God, yeah, my mom got it. Have your mom. Do you trust your mom? Yeah, my mom got it. Oh, I'm worried. I visit my mom all the time. She's very frail. I cannot come in. So that's another way to do it. And then a third way to get rapidly worse is like, look, I'd like to be able to work like 2 days a week from home. And then you slowly like, why am I coming in at all? Fourth way, the boss says, we want you to come back in. You say, no. Look, Doc, there's really no reason for me to come in here. Like, just have a flat out, normal, regular, honest conversation. Look, there's no reason for me to be here. And I don't want to commute. I don't want to deal with tax. I don't want to pay with the roads. I don't want to deal with parking. You can negotiate. Say, look, take off $10,000 a year of my salary. I just don't want to come. I don't want to come to the physical office. There's no reason for us to be here. And I know you're talking to baby boomers who are like, Dirk, how do I know you're working if I can't see you? Is Jim Morrison still alive? Oh, I like the Beatles. So I understand. But if you look for another job, you got another job. And then just general for everybody. Look, if there ain't no reason for you to be there, you could do two things. You could apply for all the jobs. And when you go in there and say, I insist on working from home. I'd like to work remotely. All right. Or if, again, people in the labor market want to send a very clear signal to employers, just don't apply for jobs if they make you come in, where you don't have to. If you're a mechanic, obviously you have to come in. A doctor, you got to be there. If you're an accountant or a programmer or I'm trying to think what else is generally online, what a writer, whatever, lawyer, there's no reason for you to come in. You just only apply for jobs at remote work. And then when all the people, why can't we find any quality job applicants? And then like, hey, wait a second. I wonder if we didn't force people to waste 2 hours a day of their life stuck in traffic and getting a stroke, maybe they'd want to come work for us. But let's think of a boomer name. But Charlie, how will we know they're working if we can't see them? And then Charlie said, I don't know, Frank. I don't know. This newfangled internet thing with the girls and the boobies, I don't get it. And then they die, and then Gen X superior race comes in, and we just take over. Like, all right, everybody's working from home, and we're making Cappy president, supreme dear leader, Grand Poobah for life. Beloved Grand Poobah, supreme leader for life. And then be like, where'd all the bankers and the lobbyists and teachers go? What happened? There's a lot less traffic. Oh my goodness, oh boy. Grand Poobah's beloved supreme leader for life, Clary, sure is doing a great job. There's no lines or anything. Second question, if I am to look for a new position, how do I know that employers won't bait and switch me? You don't. There's ways you can hedge against it. Are they boomers? Right? That doesn't, if they're boomers, there's a higher chance. That doesn't mean Gen X or millennial employers are going to be any better or not bait and switch you. But generally younger, especially millennials, here's a benefit to work for a millennial. They're like, why are you here? No, I'm not paying money to build up an office space for you. You got your own damn computer. Get out of here. We're not paying commercial rent. Gen X, I think, is the same way. So if you can apply with younger bosses, you just get a good read on the guy interviewing you, your future hiring manager or future boss. What else? You could say it's in the contract. I work from home. I come in, maybe once a week if you need me, but you can just be honest. This is why applying for a job is your very next part-time job once you get your first job, is to find another job. Always keep tabs on it. And then it's with better perks. What else? Having it, like, I remember I had it in my agreement when I worked at Wells Fargo. I could talk about it because you guys are a bunch of fuck-ups. And then I said, I could come in and work whenever I want. I have 24-hour access to this facility. I get my volume done. You F off. Well, people don't like it that you're leaving at noon. Did they come in at 2 a.m. on a Saturday like I did? Oh, they didn't? Well, tell them to shut the fuck up and get their asses back to the suburbs. Well, you may have had that agreement. Well, then I guess and then they were surprised when I left. What? Get the fuck out of here. So you don't know ultimately. But another thing that helps is if you are self-employed and you are indispensable. So that if there's any fuckery, look, dude, if you graduate with your liberal arts degree and you work at selling cell phones at a cell phone kiosk at a strip mall, they can just, you're fucking cattle. They could replace you with a 3-year-old, right? But if you're a high-level engineer, doctor, or whatever, like it's power. It's just like, I'm going to do this. Oh, you don't need, okay. You need to have them need you more than you need them. I have an idea of moving to a warmer tax-free state and just working remotely from there for a company that might be located elsewhere. I'm concerned that these companies might offer more remote work at first, and then 6 to 12 months in the position will make me come in person or try and convince me to move. You say, no, we had an agreement. We had an accord. You said I could work remotely. Again, I know you guys don't want to go to the gym. I know you don't want to spend an hour a week, rather, looking at jobs and keep your finger on the labor market pulse. But you have to do these things. How do I protect myself from such possibilities up front? Become indispensable, be self-employed, always have another job offer, multiple sources of income. Do I have to consult a lawyer? No, I don't think you have to go that far. I really don't think so. I mean, you get it in writing, save the copy of the contract, says this right here. And then then if they renege on that, you could, okay, then you go get a lawyer. Maybe have a lawyer look over your employment contract. So that'd be a good first move. Will I have to ask them to be very specific on terms of the employment offer? So I would have something to present as a case of it. Maybe, like, if you gotta be able to read guys, you gotta be able to read people. But if you want something written in writing, and sometimes there is an employment contract, you could write in your own addendum like, hey, I want to work remotely. Per our conversation we had, you said yes, that's a verbal contract. I want it in writing. And then it'll also, if you do that, it'll show you're not a pushover. You don't be a dick about it, but like, I don't see the work from home clause here. Well, didn't you just say, and we have a verbal contract, or are you going to renege on that? And then, because by that time, it's like, maybe I don't want to work for you guys. Maybe you just go work security. Please let me know your thoughts on both issues. Yeah, the best way to get remote work is to have another job offer. That's it. And apply with younger people. Any super chats? Whoa, Red Sings the Blues, $5 donation. Aaron, send you an email regarding the interview. Good. All right, I'll get to that. It might be April. Okay, might be April. Journey Trials of Joy, $4. Does it not save companies money to remote work? Yes, it does. I think IBM, this is over a decade ago, they estimated $1.8 billion in commercial rent. They didn't have to rent office buildings because they were one of the early adapters to work remote. It saves a lot of money, of course. All right, what, you think boomers are smart enough to get that? You think control freaks give a shit about profit like some Gen X psychopaths? What about, just to show you it isn't all necessarily youth, like, oh, the millennials grew up with internet technology. Why would they, you're right. They would be inconvenient for them. But what if you're a mental fucking socialist psychopath and you need to have power and control, and your entire life value is having other people around you to validate, at least in your hindbrain, that you're queen bee, you're king shit? I've worked for assholes like that. There were a dime a dozen during the .com days. All these megalomaniacs. Sometimes Elizabeth Holmes with Theranos, she had no intention of starting a profitable company. She just wanted to play make-believe executive. Sick, mentally ill people. And so when you're sick and mentally ill, who cares about money? It's ego. That's what it is. And you'll run into that. Codename Theta, $5. He's our resident physicist agent in the field. Hey, Cap, it's been a while, bro. Check out my newest video of me taking over my local radio station. Well, send me the link. Email me the link. That way I'll get it for sure. The Whiskey Librarian for $2, and he drinks because reading is boring. I got a book I got to read. I got so much stuff to do. I got paid a handsome fee, but a fair fee because of the amount of reading involved to edit a guy's book and help him upload it and all that other stuff. I don't want to read. I hate reading. And I started reading it. It's really good, actually. I was like, wow, I'll even promote it if it keeps up the way it's going. I'd be like, yeah, this is a great book. Go read it. Scott Ludke, $5. Working from home is nice. I did have to invest in better equipment such as new monitors, but it's worth it. Dude, you made that back in the first 2 weeks of not paying for gas for commuting. It's just, all right. That's it. I got more stuff to do. See you guys later, Toodles.